to your grave.
What up, man?
I'm here for a reason, to deliver a message, and I'm gonna articulate it the best way I can to you. But I am gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? I am not sparing. I can't help how people feel. Right?
Oh Lord.
Here you go. Don't worry. I don't.
Say that.
No, because I'm the hostess with the mostest. Like, come on now. We gotta put some butter on it. He's not stubborn. He knows that you got to go with the flow and be like water. That's not stubborn. He has no containment. He is the containment.
Get you a word. Nana nana boo boo.
What up, though? It's the word. You see the title we about to get into. But before we get into that, let me get into the chat. What up, Nine? What up, Commander? Appreciate you. The Minister, the General, the fences in the building. Yeah, shout out to BDB. BDB inspired this live stream, so anything I say, blame it on him. Shout out to the Nine, though. I just wanted to come pop up and rap with y'all. You hear the music, BDB? I played it especially for you, because he said I'm sinister. You hear the music, BDB? Hold on. Yeah. DD. They said I say your name too nice, so I gotta say it means. Okay, here we go. Y'all ready? We gotta do it to the beat. Well, what up, though, y'all? What up, though? No, I just wanted to pop on real quick. I know I said I was gonna do that. The heart chakra, but I think I'm gonna do it in the upload. And then, you know, if y'all want to talk about it, you know, I go live and we can talk about it like that. But I'm trying to create the content so I can just clip it and put it on different social media sites, because I think I can go live on Instagram. So I might start going live over on Instagram. I think I just looking at like TikTok, like just, you know, I think what I do over here be more valued over there. I think it'd be more valued over there. You know, even Tay told me that, you know, months, almost a year ago. You know, shout out to Tay, because she put me up on game. So yeah, I just switched my account to business, you know, like Rachel told me. So I'm gonna see when I can go live on TikTok, but I know I can go live on Instagram. So I'm probably go check out Instagram soon and see what that's about. But straight Beetlejuice. Mr. Sinister, man, y'all done gave me like 10 aliases in the last 3 months, last 3 weeks. I done got like 10 different aliases in the last 3 weeks. But no, man, you know, I put the free game up there because I do got a little free game, you know, looking at, you know, this election, looking at looking at this Mike Tyson fight. I noticed similar things to both of them. You know, both of them have similarities when it comes to the perspective of people, you know, people sharing their opinions about both of them. This is the free game of the night. Y'all ready for this? Free game of the night. You know, this is the sauce, right? I ain't gonna hit the sauce button, but this is the sauce, right? Do not attach your emotions to anything that you have no control over or have no type of influence over. Anything that you can't in a way that's conducive to you, don't attach your emotions to it. And a lot of times people attach their emotions to things and they not even aware they did. But when you start feeling or when you start explaining how you feel about something, that's how you know your emotion is attached to it. And if you can't control it, then you're giving over power, because it's gonna make you feel some type of way if it don't go your way. You will feel some type of way, and when you feel some type of way, it affects you in different aspects of life. So, words free game is, do not attach your emotions to nothing that you can't have control over or have influence over. Because other than that, I mean, you setting yourself up, right? Even when people talking to you, right? I had to learn that. When people say something to me, I feel so I can't control what come out of people's mouth, right? Only thing I can control is how I feel about what they say. And I start making logical sense, because sometimes people say some foul things, but about me, and maybe they could have said it in a better way, but ultimately what they said was true. I had incidents like that. Everyone don't articulate themselves in an elegant way, right? Everyone don't do that. Some people just, they tell you how they feel, but they vernacular is not extensive, so they're limited. So Gary, what up, though? My 33 brother, what up, though? Appreciate you, bro. But yeah, so don't attach your emotions to anything that you can't control or have influence over. And that's what happened in that Mike Tyson fight. People feeling some type of way. Listen to what I'm saying. They feeling some type of way. But when you look at things from a logical sense instead of emotional sense, you see it a little clearer, right? It didn't make no sense. You got an old man fighting a young man. That just didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. Anyone who thought that was going to be a real fight did not logically think. And if they did, that's messed up. Really messed up, because that old man could have died in that ring. You should be happy it wasn't a real fight. Especially seeing the way imagine if so after seeing the way Mike moved, he couldn't even catch up to him. He couldn't keep up with him. He couldn't get away from him neither. I've never seen Mike Tyson block with his hands straight out. You know who block like that? People who don't know how to fight, getting their ass whooped. That's who block like that. Like, stop hitting me. That's how he was. He was sticking his arms out like, come on, man, stop hitting me. Like, you really wanted to see that a fight? Like, Mike would have got destroyed. That man probably would have lost his life. You don't know what kind of medical condition, that man 58 years old, he probably taking all types of pills. He has a history of drug abuse when he was younger. He got problems that we don't know about, but we want to see him get hit in the head. That's what we want to see. Okay. All right. I got you. I see. All right. So and even this election, right? People upset that Trump won. I mean, I understand. You had your heart set on Kamala. That's where your emotions was. But even that, like, if you was logically thinking, you should have knew she was gonna lose. Like, come on now. Logically thinking. Well, Trump, I don't care how you feel about Trump. You got to look at what he's going up against. That wasn't the right person. Wasn't even close. Logically, it just didn't make sense for the Democratic Party to put her up against. Oh, she was the former vice president, and look at what happened the last 4 years. There's people complaining about a lot of stuff. So you have a better candidate who can change that. Anything that she said, people was gonna think, well, why you ain't do it now? Why you ain't do it the last 4? Anything. Easy. That's easy to see. Wrong candidate. If it was Joe Biden, she ain't even answer the question. If Joe Biden was up there and he said, well, we're going to do this. Well, why you ain't doing it now? Well, we need time. It takes time to get this stuff done. That's how he would have kicked it. That's how Obama kicked it. That's acceptable. But she didn't even answer the question. So, I mean, Safi, what up, sis? What up, though? Appreciate you. So, yeah, just don't attach your emotions to nothing you have no control or influence over, because you're going to be disappointed. You're going to feel bamboozled. You're going to feel some type of way. And that's going to affect you in other aspects of life. You know, though, you got to protect your emotions, man, because that make you feel some type of way. Then you start thinking some type of way. Then you start doing some. You feel to think to do. That's what happens. And that's how manipulation sets in. Anyone who feel like that was going to be a real fight, yeah, you should feel like you was manipulated. Because if you really thought that was going to be a real fight, you were definitely manipulated. But see, that's the beautiful thing of looking at things logically and not adding your emotions to it. Because I seen that shit a mile away. Like, this ain't going to be no real fight. Even the presidential, I seen that a mile away. Like, when you look at things logically, you're not looking to see how you feel about it. You're looking at to see what exists. You're looking at the facts. Remember, you can take somebody who believes in something. You have to understand. This is why I tell people this is the dangers of believing, right? Because you accept things that you can't prove. So if you get someone to believe in something, then it don't have to be true. It don't have to come true. They already accepted it as true. So no matter what evidence you give them, they got their belief. And that's what they're going to stand on. They're going to stand on what they believe, not on what can be proven. People will tell you that. I believe in this, so I'm going to stand on it. A lot of people who say they believe in stuff, they don't even know why they believe in it. It's a family tradition. I just knew this my whole life. These when I started looking at myself, like, why do I believe in this? Oh, because this is what I just knew my whole life. This is all I knew my whole life. That's why I believe in it. I ain't know nothing else. This is because my whole family believe in it. Frankie Blanco, what up, though? Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. But that's why I believed in stuff. It's because I didn't. It was given to me, basically. This is all I ever knew. But I had to start learning about it. Okay, that's good. That's all I ever knew. But let's break it down now. Let's see if I can prove it. Because what's the point of believing in something if it can't be proven? If I can't prove it to myself, then I definitely can't take it to other people. People will take their beliefs and try to push it on to other people, and they don't even know why. That's the dangers of believing. It'd be a bunch of misguided people running around here like they chicken with heads cut off. That's how it'd be. Nate the Great, what up, though? Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. In those situations of belief, do you use your mind or heart? Mind. It's very few. Like, I use belief. I utilize belief, rather. I don't use it. I utilize it. Belief is to get me to knowing. You know, that's like the motivation to get me to do whatever research or understanding or figuring out I got to do. You know, so I don't use belief as a way of life. None of the things I know in life I believe in. You know, I know why I should treat people good. I know karma. I know about karma. So I know why I shouldn't put bad energy out. You know, I know my creator. So I don't have to believe in a God. You know, so belief to me, you know, I use it differently. You know, I utilize it. I don't use it. So, like, you have to give me a situation or circumstance, and then I tell you, because I don't really use belief. You know, I don't really, like, I don't. Anytime somebody tells me something they believe, I tell them to prove it. And once you prove it, then it's no longer a belief; it's a fact. You see what I'm saying? So if I believe in something, it's just there for me to prove or me to figure out. Our eyes are the extension of the mind, which is known to play tricks on our perspective. Just asking, right? So even like most people, so it's like so even when I see stuff, okay, I know it exists, right? So I'm looking at my computer, I know it exists, right? But what kind of computer is it? I don't even know what the hell this computer do. It do so much shit. I don't even know what it do. So do I know the computer? No, I just know it. I'm aware of it, but I don't know it. So I have to, go in to figure it out. So, I mean, even seeing with our eyes, we still got 4 more senses to use to simulate information. So even though I see something, that don't mean nothing. I seen people dress up like cops. They wasn't real cops. We see stuff on here all the time. Love and life. What up, though? Appreciate you. Safi sent you. That's our sister. Welcome in, fam. Appreciate you. So, like, we see stuff in life, right? Or we experience things in life, and until we break it down, we don't really know what it is, but we can assume, and roll with the assumptions. But I don't even do that no more. I almost break everything down. Because I know, like you say, your eyes can play tricks on you. If you see something, it might not look harmful or it might not look threatening, but underneath, yeah. People see a stingray like, oh, look at that weird little fish. Yeah, go try to swim by it and that damn barb come and hit you in the heart like the crocodile hunter dude, and you out of here. Look at a piranha. You ever see a piranha? Them things don't look dangerous. Man, stick your bloody finger in the water and see what happens. Bud Files in the building. What up, Bud Files? My bad if I miss you, Bud Files. Doesn't the mind have to make it make sense if the light info is disordered? But what does the mind contain? See, that's the thing too. If you can look at something, but if you only have limited knowledge or information about it, you still limited to the experience of what you're seeing. That's why that's why it's important to observe and to listen. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people, they only hear, and they hear for triggers. And once it's triggered, that's how, like, when you're having a conversation with somebody and they keep interrupting you, you like, damn, why because they're hearing you. And it's certain words you're saying that's triggering them to speak. They're not listening to you. When you listen, you get the full context. That's how we comprehend, by listening. But it's still work to do after you hear all the information. That's why I say your emotions, when you're trying to make sense, logical sense of something, your emotions are inadequate. The way you feel about things are inadequate. It's not useful. Not when you're trying to understand something. But when you're trying to judge something, if it's right or wrong for you, then yeah, you can use your emotions all day. But when you're trying to understand, think about this, right? It's things I've seen people do that I would never do, right? For instance, right? I would never put my hands on a woman, right? I wouldn't do it. And I used to think, like, how can men just beat on women? I used to think that until I got with this aggressive woman and she punched me and my lips started bleeding. And I'm like, you mother. And that girl, she put so many scars on my face. I didn't put my hands on her. Later on, right? Probably about 6-7 years later, I was actually engaged with this girl. And I'm not making excuses. I'm just laying out what happened, right? And I'm gonna show you how I understood, like I got a deeper understanding. I went to the hospital and I had got out the hospital. And I found out that she took my car, and because I'm calling her to come pick me up because they discharged me. She wasn't answering. So I called my boy, and my boy was like, hey man, your car down the street. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, your car down the street, your girl in it. She went over this dude. So I'm like, pick me up. So I text her like, my boy about to come pick me up. I'm coming to get my car. Next thing you know, she called me and was like, I'm about to come pick you up. My mom ended up coming to get me, brought me back home. And she got there. We arguing. I just got out the hospital. I had a bad anxiety attack. They was trying to keep me overnight because I was having heart palpitations and a regular heartbeat. And I'm like, nah, I'm chill with my mom. She a nurse. She can watch over me. So they let me go home. And she slapped me like 3 times, right? And then she hit me in the face with this cup and my lips started bleeding. And I stood up and I hit her in the chest so hard, she literally cleared my bed and hit the wall. Like if she didn't have big breasts, I probably would have broke her rib cage how hard I hit her. Right? I felt like shit. After I did it, I felt like shit. And I'm sitting there like, why did I do that? I'm asking myself, why did I put my hands on her? Right? And it's no excuses. I know why I did, because I was already fucked up. And when I tasted my blood, I snapped. And I realized something, like, I can't allow myself to be put in positions where I would do things that I wouldn't normally do. Because under certain circumstances, I don't know what I'm capable of or what I might do. Under certain circumstances. Now, just my consistency of my history, prior to that, I had a couple times where females put hands on me and I just restrained them or I walked away. I done walked away with bloody lips, scratches on my back, my face, and everything from females being mad, putting hands on me. Out of all those situations, I never put. So I'm like, what? It didn't matter what was different. What was different, what I needed to do differently was stop putting myself around females who would physically challenge me. That's what I had to start doing. That's how I took accountability for what I did. I apologized, and I never did it. We ended up getting married. I was with her for 3 more years after that. Never put my hands on her, but you know what I did? I hurt myself. I'm being honest with y'all. When people talk about abuse, you normally think of physical abuse, but the abuse I went through with her, it was mental abuse. And it was to the point, well, it was physical too, because she knew I wasn't gonna put my hands on her again. I used to get so angry and mad. I used to start hitting the wall, punching the walls, hitting my head off of the walls, hitting myself with stuff, and she was laughing at it. When I tell you I used to have anger issues, I did. I used to get so angry, I would go outside and bump into somebody, and if they show any form of aggression, we at it. That was my outlet. I used to get so mad at people I was close to. I didn't want to hurt them, but I went out and hurt other people. That's why one of my nicknames was Kaboom, because it's like at any time I can just blow up. But I had to learn. I had to keep myself away from people, places, and things that made me that angry, because I had no control over myself. I had to. So I had to learn, like, I can't put myself around aggressive women. I'm not saying nothing is wrong with it, but if a woman will physically challenge me, I'm 6 foot. At that time, I was 235. I did martial arts and they knew that. And you still challenge me. Like, you see, like, a couple of the girls I dated, they came to sparring matches with me, right? So they seen what I can do to a man. And I'm looking like, y'all gonna try me? Because they knew I wasn't gonna do that to them. And people will take advantage of you like that. When they know what you ain't willing to do, people will take advantage of that. But is that their fault or is that your fault? I can be sitting up here blaming it on the women. Oh, that's just who they are. Ain't that what Maya Angelou said? Believe people when they tell you who they are. That's just who they are. So I can't be mad at them for being them. I just need to get the hell away from them. Lisa J, what up, though, sis? Thank you, Safi. I will. Definitely. Appreciate you, sis. Appreciate you. Did I miss anybody in the that said what up to Bud File? Yeah, so rest in peace. Yeah, rest in power, man. Rest in power. Definitely left us with some good sauce. That's that homemade sauce Maya Angelou had, man. She got so many great quotes, but yeah. So that's words, free game of the day. Don't attach your emotions to nothing that you ain't got no control or influence over. You know, and that's one way that you can look at things logically. When you look at things logically, you don't look at if it's good or bad. You just see what exists. Because, like I said, I used to wonder how men, and I'm not saying that's the reason all men put their hands on women, but that is a reason. You know, sometimes men just be defending themselves. It's some aggressive ass women out here who really think they can beat up men. I'm not saying, look, some of them can't, but I'm saying the majority of it, nah, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Like, genetically, we built different. It's not, is there a woman who can, I don't feel like it's hard for a man to take me down, so hell no, I don't think it's a woman who can whoop me. Not if we going at it, I don't think it's no woman who can whoop me. I don't care how big or nothing she is. I really don't. I don't think no woman can whoop me. Hand to hand, maybe if she grab a bat or something. But physically, no, I don't think that. But it's women out here who will try you. Oh, I'll fight a man. And those will be the same women talk about, he hit a woman. Like, hold on, then you just say you can fight a man? I seen a stud do that one day, talking all this crap to the man. I'll beat you, I'll do it. My man said, oh, you will? I punched her right in the face. And she was like, oh my God, you hit a woman. He like, oh, you a woman now? She didn't think he was gonna hit her. A lot of women be banking on that. And they say real men don't hit women. Well, you know what? Real women don't hit men neither. A real woman should know, like, okay, look, this motherfucker bigger than me. And if I don't hit him, he won't hit me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that's always true, but I'm saying a woman is going to recognize that. My wife, even when I hold the mitts for my wife, if I hold the mitt too close to my face, she won't even swing at it. My wife, I taught her joint control, right? Showing her different ways she can manipulate joints. I showed her that. So when we practicing that, yeah, she'd twist me up or whatever, but she would never ball her fist and swing at me. My wife would never do that. She would never challenge me physically, like a fight. My wife would never challenge me because she already know. I tell my sisters that. I tell all the women in my family that, look, only time you should fight a man if you fighting them off you. Just because you get mad or upset, don't put your hands on no man. Don't do that. Because it ain't no guarantee he ain't gonna put his hands back on you. And by law, I don't care what morals or values or anything. By law, if a female puts her hands on a man, he has the right to defend himself. And just because you slap him, don't mean he can't punch you. That's defending himself. That's just what the law is. Don't put yourself in those situations. There's a difference if a man is abusive and that's what he do. That's different from you being abusive and thinking a man ain't supposed to defend himself. That's the difference. So women, don't put your hands on a man unless you fighting them off you. If you got to get them up off you, that's something different. I'm talking about because you angry, upset, or mad. That don't mean you have the right to put your hands on a man. That does not give you the right. There's no excuse for it neither. Stop using that emotional shit as an excuse. Well, you know how women are. No, I don't. Because the women out there, we don't do that. because it's consequences and repercussions for everything. So if you can't control yourself, excuse yourself. That's the number one rule. If you can't control yourself, excuse yourself. Get the hell out of there. Back to our regularly scheduled program. But but yeah. So that was the important thing for me, is understanding why things happen, not just looking at what happened. When we look at what happened, we get emotional about it. We tend to judge it. We tend to say how we feel about it. But if you logically think, you don't have to agree. It's things that I see, I'm like, nah, I don't agree with that. I wouldn't do it. But then when I hear why they did it, I'd be like, oh, okay. Shit, I see why you did it. I hope I ain't in that position because I might do that shit too. I might do that shit too. So nah, okay, yeah. Because when I first came on here, you know what I used to always say? Oh, if people talking about you, just let them talk about you. I said that until somebody talked about me, and then I'm like, you know what? Hold on, man. I don't know. I feel some type of way. I feel some type of way. So, but it's still how you handle yourself, right? So, no, I ain't into the beef or nothing like that. But ignoring it's circumstances, right? Say like this, for instance, right? Just using examples. They have something called defamation, right? If a business, right? We can be sitting on here and say Walmart sucks or whatever convenience store sucks, right? They don't care. We some little people. But if we had some influence and we said that, oh, they'll sue us for defamation. If what we saying ain't factual, oh yeah, you'll get sued for defamation. Tasha K had a platform, right? Where hundreds of thousands of people, I don't know if she had millions then, but with Cardi B, right? It's people who said stuff about Cardi. They didn't have Tasha's K platform, the potential to influence people. That's why Cardi B sued Tasha K. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of other people saying stuff too, but they don't have that potential. They don't have that potential to influence. That could have messed up Cardi B money. It could have messed up her image. That's like what we have on social media. Some people have platforms that has more influence potential than magazines. So that's why you have to be careful, what you say. Like me personally, that's why I don't talk about people. I don't. There's no point. Because unless I got all the facts, then there's no point. But that celebrity gossip, like Whoopi in that bakery, she said refused to serve her. Yeah. Is the potential. Now Whoopi said that it can be a bunch of people like, screw that bakery and boycott it, and they could lose money to the point where they got to shut down. That's the potential. So like even like if you like even these sports players, right? Like some the way these analysts be talking about these players sometimes, it has the potential to end their careers. That's why these sports players be getting upset when they be like, oh, but you playing sports. Yeah, but it's about how you know what I'm saying? It's how you critique things. Remember, we talked about 3 ways to critique. It was really 5, but we only talked about 3. The 3 main ways. Destructive criticism, constructive criticism, and instructive criticism. The 3 main forms of criticism. And only one of them bad. So you can critique things in a way where you can offer construction on how to do it the right way, or you can instruct. So there's other ways to criticize. You ain't always got to tear people down. Like as a sports analyst, you talk about, oh, this person made it to the professional sports, and you talking about they suck. Well, you try to do it. Try to do it, and see if you can accomplish it. Because there's a reason you're analyzing it and not playing it. There's a reason. Even the players who used to play, you can hear the way they critique is different from some people who never critique. They critique it different. You have some of them, that's wild, but most of them, they don't be trying to, because they know how hard it is. They know the ups and downs, the struggle. You trying to perform on the stage, but you got, like, even on here, see how people bring their drama onto YouTube? Us as everyday workers, if we have a bad day at home, you ever see somebody bring home into work? Don't they say don't bring home into work? What you think these players doing? But the pressure is different. We may look at it like, oh, this is a game. This is these people's livelihood. At any moment, they can get replaced. Any moment, they can be replaced. They can go from making millions to making nothing. They can be, you have people, especially in the NFL, you be a star 1 year. Y'all remember Peyton Hillis? To anybody who used to watch football, y'all remember Peyton Hillis? The big white boy running back. They thought he was going to be the next Mike Allstott. He had that one good year, and then what? So it's different. It's just different. Yeah, the players, man, they critique differently, So, I mean, it's just different person. But that's what I'm saying. When you look at the why instead of the what is usually drawn from emotions anyway. When you look at and you finalize, like if a situation happened and you just look at what happened, you finalize that usually with an emotion about how you feel about it. But when you logically think, you like, okay, look, I don't agree with what they did. They could have went about it a different way, but now I can understand why they did that. You might see somebody out of character cut somebody out. Like, oh, that was wrong. You shouldn't have talked to that person like that. But do you see why they cussed them out? Maybe because they was poking and prodding at them. That's like today, right? In the Lions game, one of the players got a flag. Allen Robinson III, he got a flag for unnecessary roughness because he pushed the player, right? So the ref threw a flag. Now, when they showed the replay, you know why he pushed the player? Because the player pushed him first. The refs didn't see that. Only thing they seen was him pushing somebody else. So he got the flag. And that's what we usually do in life. We see something and we judge it. Oh, that was right or wrong. But we don't even know why it occurred. We're just looking at what happened. But everything, a reaction usually comes from action. Anything done usually is stimulated by something. So when people snap, it don't be because they just woke up today and snapped. No, it's because it's a buildup to it. And if you can understand that buildup, you probably can stop more people from snapping instead of saying, okay, they snap, that's wrong. We need to take all the guns. We need to take all those. Like, hold on, man. I'm not snapping doing that. So what was they going through? Oh, they had mental illness. How about we not give them guns then? Instead of just taking everybody else, just don't give the mentally ill people now. How about that? I don't know. Just a suggestion, people, because I don't see you having a problem tying your shoe. I don't think you should own a gun. I'm straight. Bad joke. Commanders, you see what happened? Bad joke. Man, I ain't even about to say that. I'm gonna be quiet. But yeah, so Yeah, don't get your emotions all tied up, bro. Especially with this social media stuff. You get emotionally attached to what people saying on here. You can't control what come out of people mouth. You can't control how people perceive. A lot of people. This is just reality, right? I'm not even talking about on social media. I'm talking about in life. A lot of people function with the basic level of understanding, right? So, um, me myself, I've been misunderstood my whole life. Even when I tell people like, no, I do it because of this, it's still because of what they feel. Like, I somebody asked me why I did, so I'm not gonna tell you what I do. But so they asked me why I do it, and I'm like, I'm telling them exactly why I do it. This is why I look at life or feel this way about this thing. They like, nah, I got a feeling this because of this. I'm like, so your feeling trumps why I'm telling you why I do it. But the way you feel trumps that. That's the society we live in. People will go off of how they feel and can't even articulate it. Again, this is the dangers of belief. People will feel something, have no proof, they just know it. Why do you know that about me and you don't even know me? But you know me better than me. And I'm telling you why. I had people tell me I do stuff and they know why I do it because they do it. And I'm like, well, we still two different people. And I have a logical reason why I do it. You don't know why you do it. So I'm telling you my logical reason, but you telling me I do it for the same reason you do it, but you don't even know why you do it. Like that shit weird. That's weird. But that's where we at. People, they have a basic level of understanding. Basic level. Like elementary school level. People don't observe. People barely listen. People be knowing what you say before you finish your sentence. Like how does that work? How you know what I'm gonna say? Everybody a mentalist now. I do that all the time. Now, if you know a person's behavior, if you know a person's trait, like my wife know me. So in certain situations, or when the way I say how I start a sentence, she know what I'm about to say because she know me. That's different. Like people on the internet, nah. Even if I think I know what somebody about to say, I'ma still listen. And a lot of times I'm admit like, nah, I ain't think they was gonna say that, but they did. So it'd be like that. I think I do the opposite though. I'd be wishing like I hope a motherfucker don't say this. Yeah, I just think like Frankie was saying earlier, like our mind, like when we experience something, right? Our mind tries to make sense of it. But what your emotions will cloud that. But even if you get past the process of allowing your emotions to cloud it and your mind is trying to make sense of it, if you only have limited information about something, that's all you can utilize to make sense out of what you're experiencing. Right? You ever experience something and then later on experience it, but you had more information so you understood what the hell you was going through, but the first time you was just going through it? I can't be the only person that happened to. That's like a lot of it I think of like in martial arts, right? Like I think when I first started martial arts, I didn't know nothing about having a center line or having my outside foot in the inside foot. I didn't understand those advantages. So when I'm training with people, they was doing foot placement and taking angles that I was unaware of. So yeah, they was beating my ass. But when I learned that, once I experienced and I learned about all the different angles, taking center line, or taking center mass, having my outside foot on the inside, or having my inside foot on the outside. It's just the way it gives you different advantages when you pivot, right? When I understood all that, they couldn't do what they did. Now I have more knowledge and information. Now I'm the one. I'm stronger and faster, but they were more technical, so they were getting me. But now I have the technique, but I also have strength and speed. So now I'm taking advantage. Now I'm the, you know what I'm saying? So that's how that works. If you can, the more you experience and you learn from it, as you go through life, you'll experience similar things, but you'll handle it differently, you know. But you gotta, that's why it's always good to observe, listen, and learn. You know, if people have more experience than you, that don't make them better people. They just know more. You can actually learn from that. You know, I tend to do that. Once I see people have experience in different aspects of life, even if I know something about it, I go into student mode. They got more experience, so maybe I can learn something or understand something that I didn't know. It takes humility, man. We all want to be the smartest and the toughest or whatever, but it takes true humility to learn from someone else. You know, it just takes humility. But everybody want to be top dog. Until I experienced myself, and that's the whole thing, Commander. I used to look. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, people, I wish people can truly understand what I'm saying. I really wish they can understand. But until you, I don't even know what kind of experience you can have to understand. The experience that I had to understand this was a white man telling me this, right? I don't get mad at racist people. I don't get mad. Most racist people, especially like white people, I don't get mad at them. Those people, if you listen to them, a lot of those racist people, they feel like they go extinct. They literally feel like if they don't stay at the top of the food chain, that their race will go extinct. And I'm like, bro, like, what? Ain't nobody trying to do? I didn't understand that until a white man told me. He said the reason these white people are afraid of you because you have the power to walk into their house and wipe them out in one generation, and you don't have to have a bullet, a bomb. You don't need none of that stuff to do it. And I'm like, what is you talking about? He said, if you go in there and you have sex with their wives, their daughters, and they produce, their generation is gone after that. I'm like, what? And it took me a while to assimilate what he was saying. But then I understood, like, I understand because Dr. Frances Cress Wieseling also said that. But for some reason, when she said it, it didn't hit like what he said it. It didn't hit like that because it was coming from like the horse's mouth. And his daughter was messing around with a black dude, had a baby dad, a black baby daddy, and everything. So like his whole generation gone. Well, he didn't feel like that, but he's saying that's how they feel. And if you think about it, it's like, yeah. What other sense does it make? Like, people hate you because of your skin color. Like, I ain't even around you, or we don't even have to interact. So why you? Oh, because you're afraid that I'm gonna come in. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Like, because you need all these tools of destruction to wipe my people out, but we can just love your people, and and y'all be gone. Y'all be useless. The Guy family, what up, though? Appreciate you. But yeah, so like I said, I don't agree with it, but I understand it. So it's not always about agreeing with things or even accepting things. It's about being aware of it. Understand why it exists, because now when I hear, white people talking about like superiority of race, I understand. Or they talking about the they understand. So I just avoid them. Them ain't the people for me. Them ain't people for me, because all white people don't feel like that. But the ones that do now, I understand why they do. And it's just not white people. It's black people who talk like that too. It's black people who talk like that too. I had somebody tell me that I'm fucking up the black race. I said, how am I fucking up the black race? Because I had kids outside of the black woman. I'm like, damn, I didn't know I was that significant. Like, I just fucked a whole race of people up because little old me, whoever thought. I didn't know I was that important. I didn't know, I don't shit on my people. I don't degrade my people. I uplift my people. I try to represent my people. I know it might not be ideal, but I think I am a good example of a black man. I take care of my family. I don't go out there. I don't have a police record. I don't go out there. I try to build communities. I try to be helpful. I'm just not here for just one race of people, though. I can't do that, because it's not one race of people who helped me in my life, who been there for me in my time of need. It wasn't just one race of people. I got friends. I got family members. My family is not, we see color. We definitely do. We definitely see color. And ain't nothing wrong with that, because if I didn't see color, then I'm taking away that person's experience. And everybody go through their own shit. I know people from, like, my wife is people Middle Eastern. Some of her family came here because they had bombs dropped on their head. So they was escaping that. I got family who was down in Mexico, and they had to flee because of the cartel. So everybody go through their own stuff. So I see color because I see their experience. But color will not prevent me from building, working, or relating with that. It won't stop me. Not that. Because I'm a businessman. And all my businesses, it was multiple people, multiple races of people who helped me make money to feed my family. Put me in position so I can make money to feed my family. Multiple races of people who helped me. So, I mean, that's my life experience. So, I'm not go do all that. Yeah, I don't do all that. I don't do all that race stuff, man. People hate, then they just hate. I can't do nothing for them. That's in them. I don't have hate in my heart to hate people. I just don't. Not me. I understand if you do. People experience different things. So, I mean, but if that's in you, then I can't do nothing about it. I hope you work it out. But I don't have hate in my heart because people come from a different race. I can't do that. Family Guy. Commander, was you watching Family Guy before you came on here? But I ain't gonna hold y'all too long tonight. I just wanted to come in and speak with y'all for a minute. But I probably look for an upload later on this week. I probably make an announcement before I drop it, and I might go live like Wednesday or Thursday. But I know I won't be live tomorrow or Tuesday. I got family stuff. My mom just came back from her. She do the travel and nursing, so mom's back in town. So her birthday coming up. I got the harvest season. We call it Reflection Day. We don't do Thanksgiving, and then the holiday season. So I I recognize the harvest and the winter solstice. So around those days, I might pop on. That's not until around Christmas though. But it's different things that we get together to do, and we go rock out. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all coming out and rocking out with me for a minute. But y'all know what I always say: care about how you feel. These are conversations to build nation. And if I say anything that resonated with you, do me a favor, hit that share button, tell somebody, help me spread the word. But until next time, we out.